All right, let's talk. We have not done this in a while, and a lot has happened. Let's admit that. A lot has happened. A lot of news has been upon us. A lot of price action has been missed, and we did not take a lot of trades. Actually, I've not taken a trade in a while. And I've actually found that my strategy doesn't get found very often in this set of scenario. And I'll explain this right now. Basically, the trend that the market is giving us, as you obviously can see, even if I go on the weekly, you can obviously see why my strategy is not going to work and why it doesn't work, and it will not work right now, is because we're in probably the biggest bullish uptrend we've ever seen. NASDAQ has hit its all-time highs. QQQ has hit its all-time highs. ES has hit its all-time highs. And the only thing that hasn't hit its all-time highs is SPX. That's the only thing. And see this big red line up here? That's the all-time highs of SPX on my chart right now, okay? As you can see here, we are in a very, very strong uptrend. So for a market structure shift, which is, that's the first thing that happens in my strategy, for a market structure shift to happen, the price needs to go somewhere else. The price needs to, it needs to reverse. It needs to go from bullish to bearish or from bearish to bullish, right? Now, I have tried testing this on lower time frames, for example, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, maybe the 15 minute. What I found the best is when big expansion moves, like on the 1 hour, even on the 4 hour, when big expansions happens, right? There's always kind of like reaccumulation, redistribution, where it kind of wants to go back up to where it redistributed and then reaccumulate there and then start distributing again in the same order flow, right? Now, that only happens if there's some kind of market structure shift that happens, right? If we go from straight bullish to then bearish, then there's at one point, it's not just going to dump. It needs to come back to a certain level to then straight dump, right? It's called just reaccumulation. You can probably already see it here. And we're on the weekly. I'm just telling you how this looks. But basically, you make that swing high, for example, right? You go up, you go up, you go up, you go up. So right now it's a current uptrend, okay? You make that swing high, and here's your swing low down here. So that swing low creates a swing high. And then what happens? We go all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. We close under this swing low, okay? So this, in a way, and this is just an example, this right here is the market structure shift, okay? So now what do? My strategy teaches that basically you draw the OT from the swing high of that range to the swing low of that range. Okay, so we'll do this. The swing high to, where's the swing low? That's a swing low, right? Does it break structure? No, that's a swing low. Okay, let's draw the OT. Let's drag it out a little bit. Oops, fuck. All right, so now does this work? We come down, we come down, we come down, we make, so this, the fact that this swing low didn't work is because there was no break of structure, right? It didn't break above these highs. It didn't break structure. Also, it came above, like you could have drawn it out. Oops, fuck. So clumsy with this. You could have drawn it out like this and it could have came up, but the thing is it didn't even come into this, consequent encroachment of this whole range. So it didn't even go into the discount area. So we can't even short it at all. So we wait, right? There's a new low down here that's being created. This we can see. Does it work? Kind of, yeah. Goes all the way, break a structure here, comes above the discount and almost taps into the OT. And this is where price action is like the most important. You got to really watch out for price action. There might have been like a fair value gap. I can see right here that it hits, right? Boom. That's in the golden area. That also teaches, my strategy teaches that too, that you look, it doesn't have to hit the OTE. There needs to be some kind of PD array in the OTE golden area for it to hit there. I'm pretty sure if this is a bearish OTE, we can have, okay, it didn't hit my range. All right, never mind. But there is a fair value gap there. There is a PD array. It got close to the OTE, and that's what we like, right? And it worked on the weekly. And do you understand what happened here? There is massive distribution. This whole thing is distribution, okay? And then what happens? We get some kind of reaccumulation, right? Redistribution, but in the opposite order flow. We're now in a bearish order flow, okay? And we get bullish momentum up, okay? And there needs to be a point, right? Some people say, oh, the consequent encroachment, this is where it stops. This is where it reverses. What I found out is, and what ICT basically teaches too, is that the OTE, or the optimal trade entry, is probably the best area for an entry. Now, why is that? I don't know. Price wants to come up where there's most liquidity, right? The higher it goes, the lower it's going to go. Like, you can't go higher until you go lower type shit, right? So remember that. And it works, right? So I just use it. So the OTE is drawn out. You find that fair value gap, you find that order block, you find that liquidity, whatever is there to help you in that golden zone. Consequent encroachment is basically there. And then it does what? It redistributes. So remember that swing low that we had here that created that whole range with the OTE that was valid? This redistribution leg, you can enter off this and target down here or anything that's down here, right? For example, this order block, you could target this, or you could target any other liquidity that's down here under this low. Preferably, obviously if you're trading on the weekly like this, you would be targeting down here, right? And your stop loss would be up here or some shit, right? Still, on the weekly like this is a very good trade. But that's the weekly time frame. That's not even, we're now on the 5 minute, but I'm just showing you that this strategy works on all the time frames, right? And the weekly is a very high impact time frame. It's lots of things going on, and this works. So it's just to show you how this strategy works. Okay. Now I've only done this kind of mostly on the upside. So like price would go up, it would break like a market structure shift, and then it would kind of come down and then go back up, right? That's what I've been doing most of the time. I'm pretty sure I can show you like a model that I have here. So this is what I did for the model. So it would hit a high time frame PD array, it would go up, we draw the OT, standard deviation, target the negative 2.5 or negative 2, target the consequent encroachment. Then you have the high time frame PD arrays. You do either weekly or daily time frame for the PD arrays, right? Because that's high time frame, and that's how we do it. Now, so far, what do you need for this type of trade? You need bearish order flow. Have we got bearish order flow? No. Now, this is the weekly. I get it. We don't have any bearish order flow. The only time we yeah, I forgot what I was talking about because I had to leave. But yeah, let's just jump into today's trade, right? And I'll explain to you why my strategy hasn't been working very well. So let's hop down into the 1 hour and I'll show you what I've been trying to do. As you can see, there's already like a trade here, and I'll explain that. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that right now. So I will not pull up the quarterly theory. There's a quarterly theory. I did use it in my trade today. You know, I did trade on the 1 minute. You got to understand this, and it's probably why I lost, to be honest. I woke up at like 12, so super late. Really did not have time to examine the markets or do anything or watch price action. So I just really I awoke and I got in there and I lost. No wonder why. Accumulation here in quarter 1, then quarter 2, quarter 3, accumulation high gets taken, hits some kind of high time frame PD array, almost hits the consequent encroachment of that daily fair value gap. Also is above the it's in the premium zone of the big drawdown, like this big range. There's a premium right here, and it's trading above it. Again, on the 1 minute, we're seeing that it's reacting off of this. We draw the 1 minute fib. It reacts off the 1 minute fib, hits that 1 minute fair value gap, takes it off, creates some liquidity. We go all the way down until near a true open, come back to original consolidation. Then we boost off. This is I'm still asleep during this. Boom, boom, boom. And I wake up, take my shower. We come up, we come up, we come up, we come up, we come up. We sweep this high, we sweep this fair value gap, which now is, okay, I was trying to use it as inversion, but it didn't work. I saw this order block. I knew that this, I used the power of 3 here on the candle. I knew that the high of day here, wait, no, it just made a new high day. But anyways, the high day used to be here. And I know that if price was going to be bearish today and it wanted to be bearish, it would not take it. It would not take high day. So that was my original bias. Again, I didn't even look at the market, so I didn't really know. I entered shorts because of this order block, price action on the 1 minute. Didn't even look at the 5 minute. Didn't even look at any other time frame. Just said fuck it. Went my way for a few minutes. Just kept going, kept going, kept going. Went under true open again. Kept going, and I was targeting the low of day or the open of the day, and we got close, but we didn't get in there. Yeah, I just traded with no strategy, and I tried to make the best out of it. It just didn't work. That's my mistake. That's, you know, it's 100% my mistake. And then I went back and I was like, okay, well, what if we look at the strategy that I actually know and that I actually know how to trade? And so I came up with this. Well, this is what I noticed personally. Now, there's a few aspects that I think will not work out for this, but if you can already see what's going on. What's going on here is that on the daily, we have this fair value gap that has been created. And this fair value gap is the, I like to call it the most eye-opening fair value gap, right? It's when you look at just this range right now, that swing low to that swing high, what is the most eye-opening? What's the only fair value gap that is being presented? There is a tiny fair value gap here that's being presented, I can see too, but it's already been taken out, and it's really not that big. These two right here are the biggest. This one is probably the biggest. Okay, this one is probably the biggest out of all. Okay, and that's important to know. Okay, and so I want to mark that out. And as you can see, price actually comes down. Okay, today it came down. Or no, this was Wednesday. My bad. Yeah, Wednesday, huge jump. Why did it dump? I know exactly why it dumped. Look at this gray area. You know where that's from? That's a daily fair value gap. Or is it daily? Why are there two? What the fuck? Why are there two? What in the world? Anyways, daily fair value gap that's being created here. Consequent encroachment has been respected. So when we come up here and we break through that consequent encroachment, we sweep the daily fair value gap and we just absolutely plummet. Okay, this was expected. Now, what I'm expecting for price to do is to do either two things. It was one takeaway from the sell side liquidity, and it's also one takeaway from this fair value gap. So look, if this low right here, this low is 4700.4. This low right here is low is 4700.6. Oh, so this sell side liquidity got taken out, but wait, what the fuck? It doesn't look like it. Anyways, what I'm expecting is for price here to come down to the consequent encroachment of this daily fair value gap for it to come higher, right? Because I have an expression saying you can't go higher until you go lower. Now, has this been true for the past 4 weeks? Absolutely not. No, no. But I do believe that we are getting, obviously I talked about this in the beginning of the video, we're getting near the all-time highs. I think that price is looking to at least sell off sometime and sell off some of its price, because it's been building up so much buy that at one point it just wants to sell a little bit so it can start buying again, right? So some people might want to buy down here to get up here, right? No one wants to buy up here when we're so close, right? It's less risk reward, or it's more risk than reward. And if you buy down here, it's more reward than risk, right? Because you're already in the discount, blah, blah, blah here, and you're in your premium. You don't want to buy in premium. So that's my thoughts. My thoughts is that price let's get rid of the quarterly here. Did a market structure shift down here? Okay. We see it's an uptrend. This is the latest 1 hour swing low. Boom, creates that swing high. That swing high creates, obviously sweeps that daily fair value gap. And this is during 1 p.m. This is during 11 p.m. So this is during after hours. This is during hours, and we just dump. We absolutely dump, and we obviously close. We do we close right here. Here's the market structure shift. We close under that swing high or swing low. My bad. And so to me, that's a market structure shift. So what do I know? I know that if I draw the OT, I would have a clear zone of where price wants to reprice. Okay, understand that. Now, I'm getting a clear sign that this will work is because when price came to hit this sell side liquidity in this fair value gap, it not only did, that's what I'm saying, it didn't tap into it, did it? Like, look at this low. This low is at, this candle's low is at 4700.6. And this liquidity is at 0. Okay, yeah, so it's like 3 ticks away, basically. And I can't find the high, but this is like 2 ticks away from hitting the fair value gap and 2 ticks away from getting that liquidity. So it's very, very close. And I have high expectations that this comes even further down. Okay. Now, another expectation that I have is when I drew the standard deviation, all these levels matched. Okay. Because when I looked at this, you can see that I like to draw the boxes like this and just draw them out. So boom, here's 1, and then here's the -2 to the 3, and then here's the target, right? 3 to negative. So you like to draw all this, right? So in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, this all closed inside the box. This almost got to the consequent encroachment of this box. And this possibly could come down even to the -4, right? So for me, the standard deviation lines up. Okay. Another thing that I like is that it came up after the tap or almost tap, showing bullish, order flow, but that was at 4 p.m. Now it just closed. Showing bullish order flow comes all the way up where? Discount. Or premium, my bad, that we're in discount. Right now we're in premium. So it comes in premium, and look at these wicks. It doesn't close in premium, and it just starts selling off. So that tells me that this range, there's a lot of order flow, there's a lot of volume, and there's a lot of buyers and sellers that are being active, okay? That tells me that when price comes back up to these levels up here, to the OT that we're expecting, something will happen. It will either break right through, and we'll see that very clearly, or it will react off of it and we can go short, okay? The fact that this is already going short tells me strongly that this can go short even more. Another fact that I like to think too is this will have an easier time going short or long. It goes both ways because price has already ran through these levels, okay? It's easier for price to come up here and just be like, start dumping right away because it's already dumped here. So all it has to do is dump again and go a little bit lower. And why would it go lower? Because there's sell side down here that we haven't fully swept. There's, I guess it created another sell side. So, if we really target here, boom, that's more sell side basically on the same price action here, right? Boom, almost there. And then you also have the consequent encroachment of this daily fair value gap, which is huge imbalance, which also aligns with the standard deviation of that market structure shift. So what am I saying? I'm saying that this over here is important because it created a dump after sweeping a high time frame PD array, right? This fair value gap is swept. This is a big reaction. That's valid. What's also valid is this distribution downwards. That is scary looking. But what I like to do is look at it as an opportunity to get in the market. Because as you can see, instead of dumping and dumping even more, what does it do? It reacts off another time frame, off liquidity and a fair value gap, and it comes back up. But why would it come back up? Why would it do that? Because it's trying to come back up and grab more liquidity and grab more sellers before doing the real dump, right? The real dump would be from here down to the consequent encroachment, right? That's what I'm trying to get into the market. Now, today, definitely, people made money for, off the 1 minute time frame, 5 minute. People had their strategy. My strategy and what I'm trying to find, and which is a little hard, is that it takes time to build. If I'm wrong on this, analysis, right? If price just rips through, because do remember, right? We're on the hourly. This is not even like it's a few ticks away, right? To get the OT level. It's just a few ticks. It's in the middle of that fair value gap. It can reverse at any moment right now. And right now it's 4 p.m. That means that when I start trading at 9:30, which is like around here, basically right here, I have to wait. I think there's no way. Like, I think that the price would already hit the OT and already start reversing before I can even get in the market. So I don't think that tomorrow I will get a perfect entry off the OT unless price just starts chopping. And then at 9:30, it just magically hits that OT and I can just short it. That, in my opinion, would be perfect. I would love to do that, but I'm just letting you know that is the current thing I'm looking for, right? And if it doesn't work out, I'll come back in the market and I'll watch what happened, what was wrong. I'll be up tomorrow at literally 6 a.m. watching the fucking price action, because if this works, that means that my strategy, I have to not only refine it even more to find the better entry, better spots like this, but this is the only time, maybe not the only time, but this is the only really good time that we have a very large distribution downwards in this bullish order flow. What does that mean? That means it's going against the trend. It's going against the order flow. That means that if it wants to come lower, and it probably will, right, before going all the way higher and breaking those high, right? Because there's a tendency, maybe this was it. Maybe this is all I needed. Not even liquidity. Maybe it just needed that little tap in, boom, goes all the way up, breaks these highs pre-market, and then just keeps going all-time highs. And maybe Friday we'll see the all-time highs of SPX. Who knows? Or maybe Friday we see a move down into the consequent encroachment where I went short and made money. Who knows? Who knows? Right? It's only a matter of time, and we just have to wait. We have to wait and see. So I'll see you guys on Friday. Actually, no, before I go, let's check out QQQ and ES and stuff like that. Let's just make sure we understand, right? The all-time highs here are being taken. How do you do that? How do you make it short? All right, I don't know. All-time highs are here. QQQ has broken them. And I want you to realize there's something called a new high discovery, or like new price action delivery, or like some high discovery. So after price breaks its all-time highs, it actually broke it like pre-market. I broke it here. It wants to find another nice like price level to go to. Okay, and then you can see like here, it broke all-time highs and it just dumped. Okay, that's QQQ. This SPX was in the middle of a fair value gap. QQQ already broke those highs and was finding a new place to rest. And this dump is expected, man. Like after a new high, I'm sure that everyone wants to take profit, bro. Like, listen, if I'm in a call position and QQQ has just made a new high, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to make another new high and keep going and keep. Sure, that's fine in like penny stocks, which you see fucking 0 to 200 in a second. But when you're in a big volatile market like this, like QQQ, where a dollar is huge, I'm sorry, but you will not see a new high until a long time, right? So people start selling. They're like, all right, well, my position's done. It just made a new high. I'm selling. Boom. That's what you saw here. Huge dump. Lots of people sell. Lots of hedge funds. Trust me, a lot of people sold in this day. That's why you're seeing this. Let's look at ES. Sure. Is this delayed? Yes, it is, unfortunately. Weekly, yeah. Like I said, ES also broke those highs. Now, did it close above? No. But did it go above? Yes. And it made those new highs, right? It's recognized. So that's a huge deal too. Again, that's massive. NQ. Okay, no, let's just go to NQ. NQ, I mean, do I even have to speak for it? NQ is above everyone, bro. It's already gone. NQ has closed above these highs like last week. So it's really doing new high price discovery right now. It is just, it's doing its own thing, to be honest. That's what it's doing. That is what it's doing. DXY, I have not looked at DXY in a while, actually. I'll tell you that. Looks like DXY wants to go higher or lower. What the fuck am I saying? It wants to go lower. Looks like it's about to take out that liquidity. I got to do more analysis on this because I'm not too sure what's going on, but that's my analysis on it. let's actually, yeah, I mean, this might be bad because if this comes lower, right? What I'm seeing, what I'm trying to see, right, is if this liquidity gets taken out and it comes up for just for a bit, if this comes up, then SPX has room, right? Because if this comes up on the daily, then on the hourly, it's 100% going down. And I see this going down. I mean, all it is really is, what is it? Like, it's almost a 2% move. Almost. That's not bad. I mean, yeah, it'd be like another dump, but kind of need that right now. So that's what it is. That's my analysis. I'll keep you guys updated tomorrow. I will probably actually, I probably could live stream this tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep taking notes. My goal actually is to maybe try to find this strategy in the 15-minute, right? So I would like to see these things happening in the 15-minute. The only thing I'm struggling with, and if you guys have a video for me to help, is trends, right? Because my strategy is a market structure shift. Now, these things happen all the time. Like here, look, right? What I don't understand is that there's a swing low here and there's another swing low that happens here, but this swing low gets broken down here. And there's no, like, I can't draw an OTE here because it's not a valid range. It just gets broken through. And it's also during, it's midnight. Like, I don't know. I struggle with that a lot because I can't find, like this is a swing low at 4 a.m. and it gets taken out at 1 p.m. But there's no range. Like, it's fucking stupid. I don't know. I got to learn the market structure shifts and the valid, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's annoying me. And I don't know. That's why my strategy won't work, and it probably won't work in the smaller time frames, because on the 1 minute, even if you look on the 1 minute, look how much shit is happening. I mean, these highs are getting broken, but that's not a market structure shift, because if you really look on the 30-minute, we're just going up. But on the 1 minute, it looks like we're going down, you know? It's just like, oh, this gets broken, so we should draw an OTE, and this range only comes down. Like, you know, it's just, you can't enter off any of this. That's what I don't understand. That's why it trips me off. But if this works on the 1 hour here, then I have a clear understanding. Because in reality, I could put 10 grand right here and make profit for the whole week, instead of having to do 1 grand here, 1 grand here, 1 grand here, 1 grand here on the 1 minute, and just make my whole entire weekly profit in just one good, simple trade that I understand. I'd rather do that, right? I'd rather take the time and understanding the trade than rushing in the 1 minute and try to find a little strategy that might work, right? Again, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will probably live stream this. If you guys are here, tune in, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell, whatever. And I will see you guys very soon.